Let us start constructive interference. So, in our previous class, we have already seen that I average is given by I1 plus I2 plus 2 root under I1 I2 and cos phi 1 minus phi 2. These were the case when the sources are coherent. So you please remember this. So this is the case. Any interference will take place when the sources are coherent. So coherency is requirement. Coherent. So coherent sources are required. Coherent sources means two conditions. That means having same wavelength. So both the sources should have same wavelength. And number two, both the sources should have same frequency. That means F1 is equal to F2 is equal to F. So both the sources should have same frequency and same wavelength. Then only the interference, this term interference is applicable only for coherent sources. So the sources should be coherent. So if the sources are coherent, then in my previous class we have already derived this formula. So those who have not seen my previous class, so they can see it, the solution at the top corner. Okay. So now this is the condition. Now we just make a brief of this. So the brief is done like this. I1 is the intensity of one of the incoming source. I2 is the intensity of the other source. And this is 2 root under I1 I2 and this cos phi 1 minus phi 2. So what is phi 1? Remember phi 1 is equal to kx1, where k is actually wave vector, that is 2 pi by lambda into x1, and phi 2 is kx2. So this is equal to 2 pi by lambda and x2. So this is phi 1 minus phi 2. So we write it in a brief format. So this is like this: I average equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root under I1 I2, and we write it cos phi. So basically phi 1 minus phi 2, we write this phi 1 minus phi 2 as phi, where phi 1 minus phi 2 is actually written as phi. So this phi is called angular phase difference. So this is called angular phase difference. Okay, so this is angular phase difference. Now what is phi 1? Phi 1 is this quantity and phi 2 is this quantity. So note that both are having same lambda because they are actually monochromatic. So having same lambda. So if I take 2 pi by lambda as common, then we are getting x1 minus x2. This is equal to phi. So this x1 minus x2, this is written as 2 pi by lambda into delta x. So I am writing x1 minus x2 as delta x. So this is equal to phi, where this delta x equal to x1 minus x2, and this thing is called path difference. This is called path difference. So students should remember this formula. This is very important. This is very important, first of all, this formula, and the two terms which are very important. One is this phi. So this phi is angular phase difference, and another is this delta x. So this delta x is actually the path difference. So if I replace this phi with this quantity, then our relation will be like this. So suppose I am just changing this phi. So our relation will be I average equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root under I1 I2, and this will be cos, so 2 pi delta x by lambda. So this is another relation. So this total term or this term is called interference factor. So we write it I1 plus I2 plus I1. Why this is called interference? This is called interference term basically. Interference term. Interference term. Interference term means actually if two waves just interfere, they are not monochromatic, they are not coherent, then you will get only I1 plus I2. That means simple summation of the intensities. But here interference is taking place. So we have another parameter, that is this parameter. So this will give you interference. Now, if we see the basic formula, I am writing this formula. So this is the most basic formula. So I am writing this formula. In place of phi 1 minus phi 2, I am writing phi. Okay. So let us see. What things can be expected from this? So this is cos phi. So remember, we have the relation 2 pi delta x by lambda. So this is equal to phi. Where delta x is path difference and phi is angular phase difference. Now there may be two cases or more than two cases. So I will discuss about three cases. First, the constructive interference. Constructive interference means when your cos phi, the value of cos phi is 1. So when cos phi is equal to 1. So when this is possible, when phi is equal to 2n pi, that means even multiple of pi, and the value of n may be 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. And what is phi? So phi is equal to this quantity, that is 2 pi delta x by lambda. So this is equal to 2n pi. So cancel 2 pi, here also 2 pi. So you are getting delta x equal to n lambda. So this is the condition for constructive interference. That is, your path difference should be equal to integral multiple of lambda. Integral multiple of lambda. So what is this thing? That I can give you a pictorial view. But first of all, let us see what will happen if the value of cos phi is 1. So these are the results. So this is the mathematical condition, but what are the results? So the results are like this. If the value of cos phi is 1, then we will get I average. So this is for when cos phi is equal to 1. So if cos phi is 1, then we will get I average is equal to I1 plus I2 plus 2 root under I1 I2, or this can be written as root I1 plus root I2 and the square of this. Now in our previous class we have already discussed that what is I1. I1 is equal to beta A1 square and I2 that is equal to beta A2 square, where A1 and A2 are the amplitudes. That means this is the electric field, maximum peak electric field. So we have just written this A1 and A2, and beta is a constant. The value of beta is epsilon naught c by 2. Okay. So if I take it in the format of amplitude, then we will get root under I1. That means here only I1 root beta will come outside. A1 plus A2 and the whole square of this. So if I take the square of this, so this will be beta and this will be A1 plus A2 whole square. That means you can say that the I average in this condition is proportional to, you can say this is proportional to A1 plus A2 whole square. That means if both the waves are having different amplitude, then the intensity will be I1 plus I2, A1 plus A2, the whole square of this. So this will be proportional to this. Okay, so this is one of the result. Now one interesting result is that if suppose we have got that this can be written as root under I1 plus root under I2 and the whole square of this. Now if I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I0, that means both the sources having equal intensity. Is equal to I0. If both the sources having equal intensity, then we can write this as I average will be equal to root under I0 plus root under I0 and the square of this. So you will get this as 4 I0. So this is the interesting thing about constructive interference. That means actually what is expected, if one source is having I0, another source is having also I0, then the resultant should be 2 I0. But it cannot be 4 I0. But we are getting here, it is 4 I0. That means something is constructing. So we are getting much larger intensity than the sources we have provided. We have provided I0 and I0, but we are getting ultimately 4 I0. So this proves actually the wave nature of light. So light is wave, and not only light, electron beams and some minute particles, alpha particles, which actually have matter wave. So they all show this sort of constructive and destructive interference. So this is the phenomena, that is, these are the results of constructive interference. Now the pictorial view of this, what does it mean by the path difference is integral multiple of lambda, can be shown by this way. Suppose I have one wave, so which has started from here and it is moving like this, and I have another wave which has started from certain distance back, but it will be constructive only when this wave is also having the same phase, that means crest with crest and throw with throw. So this wave, but this wave is actually starting from a path difference. So this path difference should be like this. So one of my wave has started from here and another wave has started from here. So from this point they are in phase. So after this we will get, so after this the superposition takes place. But this difference of path, so this should be, see, this is one lambda and this is another lambda. That means the path difference here is, so this is called the path difference. So this is actually delta x. What we said about delta x is this. Delta x is nothing but this thing. So this is delta x. So this delta x will be equal to integral multiple of lambda. See, our source has started from the 0 bottommost point. So if I take again I want 1 0, so the 0 is here, so it should be either 1 lambda and it is going just upward. So either from this point or from this point. That means this is called the path difference, and this path difference should be integral multiple of lambda. Then you will ultimately get the superposed wave, which will have the constructive interference. That means if these two waves superpose, then the ultimate wave will be like this. So having much higher amplitude. So this is the superposition, and this is called the path difference. So this is the phenomena of constructive interference.